Welcome back to Indian Trace. What you're looking at is Back Pass. And, lately it's really inspired me, I think, a little more to work harder at documenting ancient Indian sites and ancient Indian finds. And I've got some about 50 yards up here that I put down that I had found. And we're going to walk up there together. And thank you for tuning in to Indian Trace. There's many out there, not just who are collectors. And look at all this around here. But, yeah, I'm underneath these big trees. But also, they share it with their family and their kids. And I had a fella tell me, his son comes home from school or whatever and says, hey, did Indian Trace post any more videos? Find any more artifacts? That's pretty inspiring. And I remember collectors out there, and you know who you are, who have mentioned the same thing about, folks who actually look forward to your videos. I never considered that. Listen, my own 9-year-old said, Dad, a little while back, you should post and share the video, the documentations you make. I was making them just for my family, for posterity. Never thought about posting them on YouTube. I am in the land of rhyolite and quartz, for sure. And there is worked flint all over. A lot of people don't find quartz. I was in a discussion with a friend lately. And, but that aside, I'm in Back Pass, #1. And what you're looking at, sorry for all the focus and stuff, I'm trying with this contrast, this dark, shady area. And then there's high ridge cotton. All the blossoms are popping out in the sun. And it takes longer when they're in the shade base. But thank you. It's pretty humbling that people would actually look forward to being able to witness. Wow, my contrast. I hope it's coming in. No, see, that doesn't work. There we go. Being able to witness finding ancient Indian artifacts. Sorry, I'm not. Making sure I don't trip, making sure I don't walk over a smoker. Now, there's some great artifacts up here. I mean, I want to show them to you. I was just picking them up, and it was really dry dirt where I was before, and I've been just hopping around different little spots and trying to get through a little crop block. You see? Look how beautiful it is out here. But it's worth going out sometimes because, believe it or not, you'll come across maybe a find of a lifetime or a smoker or what have you. Now, today, I haven't yet, but I haven't stepped off the dirt. And as I always say, it's never over until you step off the dirt. But I'm next to some friendly cotton, and I say that because the crop doesn't really bother you. You can't really get through beans when they tie together up top, at least here in North Carolina. And tobacco has its own dangers. But you learn about the crops, you learn about your sites. And I'm looking at little pieces as we go along because I don't want to miss one live. Now, I put them up here maybe 50 yards, and I'm halfway there, and I have a group of artifacts that are worth showing, and all bets are off. I don't know if I'll find anything on the way in. I have to go across some real dry field on the cove. And I'm just checking all this out and just giving you guys a little bit about how the mind works when you're going across things. And a lot of you have collected for years and years know, but I also know now that I'm getting a heads up that there are new collectors out there that tune into this and may view me as a veteran or whatever. I've learned a lot. I worked hard to learn from the land and what have you, and from all of you collectors. So let's check out up here what I found. Now, granted, I don't want to take a glance away because I really believe there's tons of artifacts all over, because they were living here not for 100, not for 500, not for 1,000, but they were habitating for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years throughout this spot and other spots. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful outside, though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And there's the group that I put down here on Indian Trace. And I have a couple things that I wanted to share about them. Just some great artifacts. Look at this set. Of course, a great piece of pottery. A great marl mountain. A couple cool things about it that I found. This marl mountain, I don't know if I can get the focus in. I don't know if it's going to come in. It's got a flat, it's a piece of a flake. It's flat there, and if you look closely, it's flat, not even worked. They made it out of a flake, but it's sharp as can be, and I've realized and come to understand that rhyolite is super resilient. Super resilient. Let's take a look at that piece. And then there's a piece of this great pottery right here. Very curious thing here. Jonesy, if you're watching, tell me about this, because look at the curve on this piece of pottery. This is concave side. Concave side's usually always the smooth and fired side on the inside of a pot, but look at the concave side, no doubt about it. This side is textured, which is the convex side. And then the inside, the concave side, is the first piece I've ever found that they rolled either maize or it's textured on the inside of the vessel. Unique. I don't have any rhyme or reason for that. Again, it's just clear that that's the way it's been done. Great stuff in the sun here. Now let's look at some other stuff. A couple great field pieces, field finds here. Now remember, we're in this, underneath all this. Corridor, look at this. Rhyolite though. Impact fracture on this, discoloration from the hafting. Good stuff, I'll put that over there. Another piece here. Just ancient Indian artifacts that haven't been seen in 4,000 years. Now somebody called 911, you can hear that. Look at this. I'll say this. Look at this piece of stone. Some of you who have an educated eye have an idea what that stone is. Look at these two pieces first. Nice pieces, right? Great artifacts, worth showing. Besides that, I got to put up a link or two. There's a lot that's been going on with current events, and of course, if you have a heart to be able to stand your ground, lots of evidence about Las Vegas that's not real comforting. It's sad, it's disgusting. Looks to be something that was definitely not an individual who committed such a horrible crime. Definitely not him alone. And he was probably a patsy. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get into that right now today, but it's sad. The individuals, sick individuals who are so hungry and thirsty for power. Look at that thing. It's nice, isn't it? I'm trying not to get too much of a shadow on it. But enough of that. I won't make too much comment concerning that politically, but it seems to be clear that the massacre in Las Vegas was politically motivated, which is sick. They ain't gonna win anyway. Let's leave it at that. Look at this hammerstone. Sure, it's broken right in half, but I mean to tell you, it's red too when it's wet. I mean to tell you, it was used. They used the end a lot for a long time. I guess this rock had the right composure. You can look at this thing all the way around. Some people call it a mortar. I guess it could have been, but I don't find too many matatas, and I don't find any pestles. I find a lot of hammerstones. Go along with all this stuff. And then this. And it got broken right in the core. Broken right a half. That would have been a great stone, right? Still is. Still is. All right. Put that right there. Stop messing around so much. From Indian Trace to all you guys out there, just wanted to take a little bit extra time and post those, because I know that some people now, which is really humbling, actually look forward to it. And I guess that's a good thing. All in all, hope you find out there.